Hello guys, you're watching the new episode of Let's Talk About the News on Mohavaya 9.
And here we are, your new hosts. My name is Igor.
And I'm Maria. And now let's get down to business and discuss last week's agenda.
Biden warns Putin of consequences if Russia invades Ukraine.
US wins appeal over extradition of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange.
And just like that, the girls are back in town. Sex and the City is returning back with a reboot, 23 years after its first episode.
Let's get started. In a high-stakes video call, US President Joe Biden warned his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin that the US and its allies would hit Russia with, quote, strong economic and other measures if military tensions with Ukraine escalate.
In response, Putin accused NATO of engaging, quote, in dangerous attempts to gain a foothold of Ukrainian territory and building up its military capabilities along the Russian border.
As far as I know, the conversation between Putin and Biden lasted for about 2 hours. Is there anything they discussed apart from Ukraine?
Both the Kremlin and the White House said that the two leaders negotiated bilateral relations between the countries, strategic stability, and other current issues on the international agenda.
The Kremlin added that the two leaders discussed the issues of their country's curtailed diplomatic missions, following several rounds of tit-for-tat expulsions.
Yeah, we see that the situation in Russian-US relations remains grave. There are no reasons for joy. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said, quote, there were topics that concern disagreements.
We hope that the next political vocabulary set won't cause any disagreements at all.
A foothold is a strong or favorable position from which further advances or progress may be made. You can get, gain, or establish a foothold. The hippie culture started gaining a foothold in the 1960s, or they have managed to get a foothold in the South American market. When something is bilateral, it has two sides or it affects both sides of something. Discussions between two political parties are called bilateral because both sides get to share their views, or the country signs a bilateral agreement. Tit for tat means actions done intentionally to punish other people because they have done something unpleasant to you. For instance, I noticed she didn't send me a card. I think it was tit for tat because I forgot her birthday last year. Or the diplomatic row culminated last month in the tit-for-tat expulsion of 4 diplomats.
Moving on to the topic of expulsion and extradition. US authorities win the latest bid to extradite WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange.
The ongoing saga surrounding an activist has taken another turn as Assange allegedly has a stroke in prison due to, quote, stress of a future, his fancy claims.
According to a previous January UK court ruling, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange could not be extradited due to concerns over his mental health.
It's a very confusing situation, keeping in mind US charges of conspiring to hack government's computers, violating Spanish law, and publishing thousands of military documents back in 2010. How much time in US prison he might face in case of extradition?
Assange is facing up to 175 years in prison over the 17 espionage charges and 1 charge of computer misuse over the leaks.
Assange's lawyer has vowed to appeal, meaning the legal wrangling will go to the Supreme Court, the United Kingdom's final court to appeal.
Moreover, press freedom advocates condemned a UK court ruling. Christopher Devereux, Secretary General of Reporters Without Borders, claimed in a statement that this case has, quote, dangerous implications for the future of journalism and press freedom around the world.
Here is our vocabulary list you can use to talk about this topic.
Extradition means sending someone back to the country or state where they've been accused of a crime. Getting countries to agree on the terms of extradition can take years. France refused to extradite a man convicted in America. To condemn means to criticize something or someone strongly, usually for moral reasons. The audience condemned the film for its unacceptable plot. Society condemned their actions as silly and dangerous. Implication is the effect that an action or decision will have on something else in the future. For example, the company is cutting back its spending and they wonder what the implications will be for our department.
I cannot help but wonder why this highly anticipated Sex and the City reboot is basically panned by critics as reviewers brand this new HBO Max show as awkward, grim, and a painful downer.
Yes, we've been waiting for this moment for almost 20 years, and here it is. It seems the on-screen star power was not enough to wow critics, as they slammed the show's lack of humor, overly woke storylines, and awkward plotlines following the premiere of the first 2 episodes last week.
I hope that reviews will stop doing a hatchet job after the next few episodes.
Sure, and here's our top vocabulary pick for your future critics.
To pen is an informal verb which means to criticize something severely. For instance, the critics panned the movie version of the novel. To slam means to move against a hard surface with force and usually a loud noise or criticize something. Don't slam the door, it's broken. Or, why do they slam that amazing music? To do a hatchet job means a cruel written or spoken attack on someone or something. You should be more concerned about this hatchet job in the paper. It was written by Julian himself.
That's all for now, folks. Thanks for being with us.
You watched the last 2021 episode of Let's Talk About the News. We hope to meet you next year, in the same place here at Mahavaya 9.
Best luck at your exams. May you be successful and happy in the upcoming year.
Stay tuned and take care.
Bye!